Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me today at this session, DX at a DX company, or Sitecore is just like you. My name is Alison Sainsbury, and I am the Senior Director of Sitecore's Digital Experience team, the team responsible for our website, sitecore.com, and a few other things as well. And I'm coming to you today from Sydney, Australia. I've been in this role since June the 1st, and prior to that, I was part of Sitecore's Business Optimization Strategies team, or SBOS for short, for over 3 years, leading business value and strategy for the APJ region. Prior to that, I was customer side, working on Sitecore for another 3 years. And as you'll find out today, those experiences with being SBOS and being customer side are strong influences on the approach that I am taking with Sitecore.com. In case you weren't aware, customer experience and digital experience are key to building a successful relationship with your customers, and a crucial element of that is personalization. The drive for personalization in the B2C sector has long been known, but business buyers want this too, as this research by Salesforce shows. In fact, business buyers report a slightly higher expectation of personalization than consumers. Research by Avanade and Sitecore in 2018 found that investing in customer experience can increase revenue by 19%, and for every $1 invested on improving the customer experience, brands gain a return of $3. And the research showed us that as time goes on, businesses that invest in CX would see a positive business impact grow exponentially, significantly outperforming those who kept a business as usual mindset. Now look at that green line and imagine what that would look like in 2030. Have you got that, everyone? Good, because the digital landscape that was supposed to turn up in 2030 turned up in 2021, not by choice, but driven by a world that needed to switch to digital-only engagement to survive and thrive. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, said in 2020 that we have seen 2 years' worth of digital transformation in just 2 months. And in October 2020, McKinsey reported that COVID had accelerated the digitization of customer interactions by several years. Of course, that acceleration didn't stop at the end of 2020 any more than the pandemic did. I know I'm in the DX business after all. We can see that customer behaviors are changing at an accelerated rate, and the imperative for personalization across the journey is stronger than ever. And like many of your organizations, Sitecore is also changing. Our product is changing, and with it, the digital buyer's journey is changing. So at Sitecore, we decided that we needed to adjust to the change that has happened and be ready for more. And that requires an accelerated, coordinated, cross-functional digital marketing approach. We need to get more out of what we currently have by implementing a full funnel digital marketing strategy. Let me tell you exactly how Sitecore is going to do that. As I've told you in the past, digital transformation requires the 3 Ps: platform, people, and process. Platform, well, we have that covered. After all, we are Sitecore. Of course, we don't have everything in our platform portfolio, so this is what our tech stack looks like. We have XP 10.0 on Azure PaaS, Sitecore DAM, and AI Standard. We have Sitecore Technology Alliance partners such as SearchStacks, Coveo, Cloudflare, and LanguageWire for search, security, and translations. And we've integrated with our Salesforce CRM through Pardot, working closely with them as a global strategic partner, leveraging tools like Drift as a chatbot and 6sense for ABM. And of course, we have the usual analytics, Google Tag Manager, etc. We're now implementing an integration with Power BI to really exploit all that data that we have, working with a company called Relevant Edge to democratize the analytics for our marketers. A bit more on that later. So that's platform. Now, what about the people? This is the SBOS recommended team structure, a central team of digital experience leaders with a strong executive sponsorship and close working relationships with your IT partners, your vendors of MarTech and your other agencies, and syncing closely with your business and your other teams. And this is what it looks like for Sitecore. We have established a strong digital experience team encompassing content operations, inbound growth, strategists, development, design, and user experience. Our executive sponsor is, of course, Paige O'Neill, our CMO, and it's a measure of the importance that our executive is placing on the digital journey that the development team who supports us has recently been transferred to within the marketing structure. In fact, the digital experience team has experienced 500% growth in headcount since I joined on June the 1st, with the Moosen marketing team joining us, making the DX team now a global group of nearly 30 experienced professionals. We work closely with our media agencies and our MarTech vendors around the world to coordinate optimization of tools and paid media. Now let's have a brief look at the approach that the DX team is taking before we get to the process piece, and specifically how we are enabling and involving our broader business teams in optimization. We've articulated a team philosophy, which I believe is so important for us. We need to be taking the initiative. We sit at this nexus of technology and marketing, and it's our role to bring the two together and find where we can do better for our customers, external and internal. And our core tenets reflect this. We need to be experience first. Everything from the build of a landing page to the configuration of personalization. What is the impact that has on our customer? We need to be data-driven and crucially explain what the data is telling us, guiding the marketers and the other teams to the decisions that they need to make and educating them along the way so they are soon able to understand the data independently and bring their own insights to the journey. And last but very much not least, we need to be solution-oriented, both for our customers and for the business teams that we help. Sitecore's customers have problems that they are trying to solve by making intelligent MarTech choices. And by listening to the data and considering the experience, we can help guide them towards the right solution. Similarly, our internal customers have problems that they are trying to solve. They are trying to generate pipeline or address specific segments of customers, and it's our job to help them solve those problems. So let's dig into how we do that now. And this is where we move to process. Your process of optimization needs to move beyond the technical details of how to do it and how you manage that to the who. Who are you optimizing for and with, and how do you approach that process? One of the things that I've learned over the last 5 and 6 years of optimizing on Sitecore, first customer side and then with SBOS, and now for Sitecore itself, is this. You need to involve your broader marketing teams and other teams in the process of optimization and not just in the outcome. If you do it for them, they don't learn it and it can really easily slip out of their everyday process. Whereas if you involve them and they really become part of the process, it sticks and the results will start to make a real impact on your bottom line. To kickstart the process of involvement with the current team, we went back to the foundational optimization frameworks for Sitecore.com. Now, the team, of course, had done optimization planning during the build of Sitecore.com in 2018, and then the SBOS team was involved in 2019 to help flesh out that plan. But a lot has changed, and both the business and in the team, so we needed a refresh for 2021. Therefore, we went back to the drawing board to create a new plan. And that starts with an assessment, the Digital Experience Maturity Model Assessment, or the DXMM. Sitecore's DXMM is a well-proven, benchmarked assessment that we undertake with customers to help them understand where they currently are and what they need to do to drive further up the maturity curve. Late last year, the Sitecore marketing teams did this assessment ourselves. And this is where we are. It's not terrible, but it's not great. We could definitely do better. And we've now created a refreshed optimization plan to do just that. We started with realigning our strategic objectives framework. The original, done in 2019, reflected the 2019 priorities and objectives. The strategic objectives framework is a core part of the SBOS process. It ensures that we are aiming towards a common goal and allows us to prioritize our digital efforts, making sure that everything that we do has a valid business reason. Now, there are different approaches to the strategic objectives framework. It can be done for the business as a whole, for a specific team, or for a specific project. In this case, I chose to do the objectives framework specifically for Sitecore.com and the digital experience team, considering our role within the broader company objectives. So our strategic objective is about providing a great experience. But let's be real, the reason that we are doing that is to create highly engaged leads for our sales teams to pick up. Our marketing objectives then are the key initiatives that the team is working on right now and in the next 12 to 18 months. Things like nurturing and optimization, organic growth, optimization of our current content, creating better experiences, progressively upgrading our platform and connecting with our other platforms. Finally, there's our goals, the measurable, meaningful interactions that happen on Sitecore.com against which we assign value. Now, where does this fit into our process? For the DX team, the Strategic Objectives Framework is our guiding document. As I said, everything that we do fits into this. For the business teams, we've presented them with this and everything else I'm about to show you. So they know what we are doing and they understand it. Our goals are then articulated into our engagement value scale, probably the most important day-to-day reference that you have as a digital marketer. Your list of goals and how valuable they are to you. Now, I won't spend a long time on this. There's plenty of information about engagement value scales available. Our key goal is to request a demo. But our other goals also indicate different levels of customer trust and value and are used to measure and create campaigns, segments, channels, and experiences. Now, online and off, there are 3 key groups of customer segments that we strive to identify at Sitecore, and they're pretty similar at a high level to those used by many other B2B enterprise brands. Firstly, what product or products are you interested in? What persona or role are you? And what industry are you in? Singly and in combination with other broad segments such as journey stage or customer status, these are how we identify and optimize for the customers of Sitecore. To identify these segments, we have a number of different options. We make extensive use of Sitecore XP's profiling capabilities, implicitly profiling visitors based upon the content they view and boosting those patterns through explicit data that we collect in forms. We're also using Sitecore's campaign tagging for paid and organic incoming traffic, using this not just to measure the effectiveness of these campaigns, but to add to our segments. Other interaction and default data is also very valuable to us. GeoIP is used extensively throughout the site to offer relevant content such as local case studies and events. We also use our goals and our engagement value scale carefully to classify visitors by lead status. We also have integrated data such as account-based marketing platforms such as 6 Sense and CRM data from Salesforce. And for both of these, we have built custom rules to identify and personalize based upon data points. Now, once you have all of this set up, the challenge is in getting the broader teams involved. And there's no easy answer to that. However, what I have found has worked and is absolutely working for us right now is this. Be open. We're taking an approach of being an open kitchen. We're all minor foodies in the DX team, and we want our teams to see what we are doing and how we are doing it so they can become part of the process. Now, this involves regular updates to the entire team, which give them an update on what kind of data and functionality is available for them, what we are working on, the results of other campaigns that we've run, and how they can leverage Sitecore XP and our other platforms for their own campaigns. I have found that this works really well to generate enthusiasm and engagement in our marketing teams to get started in optimizing for a particular campaign or for their key segments. Then you need to treat each campaign like the project that it is. You need to do a kickoff, explain how optimization works in detail, and plan the next steps with them. Once you've identified what you need to run this campaign, which is the usual combination of data points to identify a segment, variations to deliver the experience, then we will implement a WIP or a regular cadence to keep the project on track, go over the results, and make adjustments. We find that these 2 steps in the process, group updates and education, and then working closely with individual teams to enable them, is key to get that involvement and enthusiastic ongoing buy-in to optimization embedded into the BAU approach, which is absolutely mandatory to achieve the returns that optimization of the digital experience promises. The final step in the process then is giving the teams access to the data that they need to assess their own campaigns, see what is happening in their regions or target markets, and discover opportunities for optimization. We are doing this by working with Relevant Edge, a team of ex-Sitecoreans out of Copenhagen who have built a connector between Power BI and Sitecore XP. We're currently building out a series of dashboards with them, which we'll hand over to our marketing teams to use and access at any time. For example, this shows all the visits data for the last 12 months, and then this shows the same data for marketing leaders. When you add in filters such as region, campaign, channel, visit number, etc., you're providing your broader business teams with the info that they need to execute a full funnel marketing strategy. So we have the platform, the people, and the process for ongoing optimization. How are we going to demonstrate this to our customers and prospects, aside from joining you at Symposium every year for an update? Well, that's where the DX at Sitecore strategy comes into play. We are going to take an approach of radical transparency in our digital experience because, after all, we are a digital experience company. We don't need to hide it from anyone. And that makes us somewhat unique. I have worked in over 50 projects in my time at Sitecore, and never have I worked on a project where the personalization could be demonstrated and seen in real time, because good personalization is usually invisible. But we're Sitecore, and we don't need to be invisible. We will soon be delivering real-time personalized experiences which show you the data behind them that you, the visitor, have matched to rule about a particular campaign, pattern, visit number, or region, etc. And this is why you are seeing what you're seeing. We're also going to be showing you where the platforms are connected. So, for example, that a particular image has been managed through its lifecycle by Content Hub, our digital asset management platform, for example. And we'll be backing this up with thought leadership and evangelism, both internally to our sales and customer success teams and externally with a DX at Sitecore Hub, which covers not just our strategy, but our results, with more details about our organisation and governance of this kind of multi-region, multi-product, multi-channel, always-on optimization program. The goal here is to show you that we are drinking our own champagne and that we are walking the talk of optimization, using the same frameworks, methodologies, and structures that we've been preaching to you. We will, in fact, we already are, deliver. In effect, we want to invite you to see what's cooking in the DX kitchen. And I won't tell you that this is easy. It requires considerable organisational will backed by strong, specific executive support. But it is possible, and the rewards are very much worth that effort. So keep an eye on our socials, our customer newsletters, and of course, Sitecore.com in the coming months for news. We'd love you to take this journey with us. Thank you for attending this session. I'd be really happy to join you now for a live Q&A.